Good morning, everyone. Thought I'd do a quick little video of the plants, and that's just everything in general. My kratom here has been opened this morning so that it can get some fresh air and sunlight and a little wind on it through the day, which right now the wind's laid, and I don't know if you can tell it or not, but humidity is what I was going to kind of talk about this morning. Down in South Georgia, we usually have a reasonably high humidity. On the edge of the Okefenokee Swamp and have a creek back down that way, and behind me is the Satilla River, and so I usually have a pretty good moisture content around. And this morning you can see the fog and all that, and it can be so thick sometimes that I can't see those canis lilies over there. And the little kratom love it. And then on top of the, like I say, just the fog and the regular humidity, I had just opened them this morning, and you can see the condensation on the lids of the boxes from being closed up overnight. And part of that is every now and then I have stray cats around, and I put a box out here, and I had a cat that decided to make a litter box out of it and messed up about 2/3 of a tray of plants. But anyway, the humidity, like I said, is well up today. And the shrooms are really liking it. And the moringa does well with it, which moringa, whenever I started it, they had talked about it being a very drought tolerant plant, and I found it does better though with a good moisture and humidity and all that. Makes for some younger tender tips on it. I'm fixing to have, whether they'll actually open today or not, I don't know, but I'd gotten these red hibiscus from Todd out in Texas, some seed last year, and I'd gotten 3 plants up, and they never did flower last year, but this year I've got several that did start putting on blooms, and another 1 or 2 that I kept cutting back and taking some cuttings and got some rooted, so I have some more planted that I planted around the yard. But they're a tropical plant also, and they enjoy the humidity. And my turmeric and my ginger seem to enjoy it. My jackfruit, in which the other day I did finally break down and bought some bigger pots and got them in some pots that I hope won't turn over as easy. And they had kind of got deformed a little bit from all the times of the last couple of times they blew over. I just left them laying for a couple of days, and they kind of grew kind of warp-sided. Kratom over here I had fertilized yesterday with the spray and grow. They're looking a little thin because I'd taken several hundred cuttings off of them this past week. These down here I just took out of the humidity box yesterday evening, and their first night outside, And they're standing up rather nicely. They've only been potted up now a little over a week. But they like that humidity. And so anyway, I hadn't moved them any further than that in case they look like they're the least bit wilted. They can go back in the humidity boxes. And that was what this is. This one here was from, well, all of these were from last year. And for those that have dealt with plastic before, you know it can get brittle. And as the sun cooks the oil out of it, and so these are crumbling. But I put rock in it. I had started, whenever I started doing them year before last, I had used perlite. And then I would use the perlite in the potting mix. But I went to the rock, and part of that was I can take it out and put it in a pot and wash it off and sterilize it and keep reusing the same rock. And whenever I replace this box, which the way it's crumbling and all, ain't gonna be too long before I'm gonna have to replace it. I was hoping I'd get this whole year out of it, but I'm not sure I will. But anyway, I'll put the lid back on because right now there's nothing in it. But that's what's going on here in South Georgia this morning. I got the last seed pod. This was the pink hibiscus. And I got the last seed pod off of it. I'm going to cut the top off, and I'm going to try to root it and see about getting it to growing some more. And it's got some little limbs. I thought I would, if I can get it to bush a little more, I may try to take some more cuttings. I really wanted the seed, and now I've had some seed off of it for several weeks and haven't tried to germinate a single one. One of the people I'd shared some with showed me a thing of him already having some germinated, but I haven't even tried them. And my yaba mate, however you say that word down in there, both of them have got some really nice new growth coming on them and looking good. And since I repotted the curry leaf, they're doing really well. Still got the good many of the miracle fruits. Blessings all. Have a good, safe day.